Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with the Brutus Monroe stencil of the month for the month of November. It is this really cool stencil. I have some ideas. I'm not exactly sure which direction I'm going, but I do know I want to play with glitter glaze as well. So let's see what I can do. Now I'm starting out with some beautiful, beautiful glitter glaze, and this glitter glaze is in raspberry. So I'm taking a metal palette knife, and this is something I have been trying out for a little while since my plastic palette knife kind of gave up the ghost. And I really do like the control of the metal one. I feel like I can get a much smoother layer of glitter glaze when I use the metal one. I did get this one from Brutus Monroe. If it's still available, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the comments below so that you can see that. Now I took my stencil and I just did two of the same exact thing in opposite corners of a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. Now this has dried, and I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this bad boy. So I am doing a kind of a loose cut with my scissors, and my original plan was to leave a white border around my square, and then I was going to put that on my 12 by 12 sheet of khaki cardstock. However, when I got to the second one, I realized I screwed it up. I cut off my border completely. So now I am just like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to completely remove the white borders. Nobody needed that white border in their life anyway, right? When you make a mistake, you just keep going because you might turn out that you love what you did. And it turns out I do love what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut around the outside right here. So this might seem like a little bit of a waste of glitter glaze, but remember, this wasn't my original plan. My original plan was to have the two solid squares. So now I'm kind of making it up as I go along. Now I trim just the edges out so that you can see the little bit of circle, and then you see the little floral decorative edge here. And I want it to leave it that way because I figured I could build things around it since my idea kind of, went out the window. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this bad boy down in the upper left-hand corner. And I don't know why I needed to change the corner there, but apparently I did. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing with this second piece. Now I do leave an ever so slight border of the glitter glaze on the outside of my white kind of negative space here. And that's just because I like glitter. I am a super big fan of glitter glaze. It just does beautiful things for your projects. It just does beautiful things for your layouts. And there is never a wrong time for glitter glaze. Never a wrong time. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down in the right hand corner as well. And as you'll see, I was trying to mess around with those two squares because my idea was to pop a whole bunch of squares on this layout. And I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. So in my mind, I'm still stuck on squares. I'm still thinking that, I need to layer up the squares. So I'm pulling out various papers from the different paper packs. I believe that one's Watercolor Galaxy. The other one was Weathered Wood. And now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. See, I was showing you it was Watercolor Galaxy. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I'm really at a struggle right now because my idea was squares. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe we can bring out some of these Farmhouse florals. The pinks aren't exact match, but they're close enough. It'll work. So I bring those out, and then I decide to bring out some other pink papers. I'm just deciding to embrace the pink completely. And then I decide I've got to do something. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I will rough these edges up. So I'm just using a distressing tool, and you can do the same thing with a pair of scissors if you don't have a distressing tool. So don't feel like you have to run out and buy a new tool just for that. Now I am tearing the paper, and this doesn't bother me because I am trying to get a distressed look on here. And you know, I'm like, okay, I can work with these squares, but then I'm like, no, this is not turning out like I envisioned. Since I fussy cut the floral pieces that I stenciled through, it's not how I'm picturing it in my head. Remember, I was picturing two solid squares in my head. So I'm trying to see if this will work. I'm trying to figure out a way. And then I'm like, you know what? I wonder if circles will work better. I've got these circle pieces cut out, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to go for it. So I trim off some of the edge here, and then I'm like, yep, we're going to go for it. We are going to die cut the heck out of some papers. Now, of course, for some reason, I lost all of the footage of me die cutting the papers, but these are all papers from Brutus Monroe. So we have the Watercolor Galaxy paper, I have the Farmhouse Florals, I have some gloss papers, and now I'm just going to take my photograph and I'm going to pop it up on a little bit of fun foam just to give it a little bit of dimension off of all of these circles. And that is cool with me. I like the fact that the photo is different than the circles. That way it kind of brings attention to the photo instead of all the fabulousness that is going on in the background here. So I pop on this photo. I pulled some letter stickers from my stash, and it says naughty, and that's because these are my daughters in the stockades at Disney World. Now, you could do this, and you could do like red and green, and you could go Christmas. You could go kind of blue and silver and kind of come up with like a Frozen-esque icy kind of layout. Like, the possibilities are really endless with the amount of circles and different textures that you have on this page. Now, I love how this turned out. And I will say, had I known that this is what I was going to do, I probably would not have glitter glazed the entire stencil, just because I covered up a good amount of it. And, you know, I don't like to cover up my glitter glaze. I like it to be on my layout, and I like it to show, and I like it to be gorgeous and beautiful and sparkly, and it gives me all the feels of the shining, shimmering, splendid. So, like I said, if I would have known ahead of time, I probably would not have done both, but I didn't. And I am totally pleased with how this layout turned out. It was not the direction I was going in. I definitely was not thinking circles, but it turned out great. Now, I felt like I had this floral design in the corners, and I didn't have florals really anywhere else. There was no floral. I mean, there's a little bit on that one paper, but it's kind of subtle, and it doesn't really read as a floral. So I went ahead and fussy cut out some of the flowers, and I'm just going to tuck them around the layout just to bring the flowers from the corners of the page all the way into the page. And, you know, sometimes that's important to me. Sometimes it's important for me to have a theme throughout the page. And sometimes maybe you just want those flowers as a statement in the corners. So if you love having your flowers as a statement in the corners, then don't fussy cut out more flowers. If you hate fussy cutting, maybe you can use some pre-made flowers. You know, do your thing and just do what makes you happy. And, you know, glitter glaze and shining, shimmering, splendid make me happy. So that's what I scrapbook, and that's what I use. I just really want to encourage you to use products that you love, use colors that you love. Just have fun with it, you guys. Just have fun with it. So that is going to do it for this layout. Thank you so much for watching. I will have links down below to anything that I can find that is in stock for you guys, and even the stuff that isn't in stock, because the cool thing about the website is you can click on it and it will tell you when it goes in stock. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you again real soon for another video.